What is up with it? Today we are back and we are doing something a little bit different. I used to post one-on-one coaching sessions and then kind of moved away from one-on-one coaching and started doing more group coaching with my coaching group, Project Serial. That was a very small group. I never had a reason to advertise it because I always had a backlog of people. But as I've moved to the dojo and there's more coaches between me, Sam, Yost, Dog of Wisdom, the group is allowed to be larger. We're able to help more people. And because of that, I thought, hey, maybe I shared this with you all and maybe it inspires you to join the dojo. Link in the description. Best place to get better at the game. 100%. If you want to win a serial this year, if you want to win your store regional, whatever your goal is, that's the place to learn to be able to do it 100%. But this is going to be my first group session that I held in the dojo since becoming, one of the owners or whatever you want to call it. We start off by I play just a game as I wait for people to come in. Then we VOD review one of my games. Then we do some mulligan work. Then we do some member VOD review where I go over their VODs and we talk about different things they could have done differently. This is just one of the small things that you get in the dojo. I do one of these per week. Sam does one of these per week. Yost does one of these per week. You're getting at least 3, 4, maybe even 5 of these types of sessions per week, along with all the other things in the dojo. If you want to find out more stuff that also comes in the dojo, because even the sessions is only about maybe half of what you get. So what you're about to see is a very, very, very small amount of what you get per month. But all the links will be in the description. I appreciate you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll review one of my own games. It's going to be a rosi game. And then we will do some mulligans. We did mulligans on rosi last time. So I'm thinking we spend some time doing mulligans on a different deck. I'm going to, in the chat of this, I'm going to have people vote just for like people who are actually here. Type 1 if you want Sanji mulligans. Type 2 for BY Nami mulligans. Type 3 for... Anyone have another idea for another deck? Mihawk. Okay, that's in the chat for the voice. You guys can type whichever one you want. We're going first. I think this is probably a mull. We don't have the promo. No promo, no play, I always say. We start with this law, and we find the promo. Sad to see a rosi law go to bottom, but... Okay, I see 2 3s, 2 and 3 2s. So far, BY Nami Mulligans is winning. I'm also going to... I'm going to have a VOD for you guys tomorrow. An eQuinby footage. There's going to be a VOD of me, Josh, our friend Ted, Zelcom. There's a group of us like 4v1ing ladder on BY Nami, and I'm gonna post that. I just need to like slightly edit out one part that I cannot share. So I just need to like download some fucking video editor software, because if anyone ever watches my shit, I never edit anything. But low key, that shit keeps happening. I keep trying to record stuff for you guys with like other people where we're playing and we're talking about plays and like explaining the play lines that we're thinking about. But then we keep saying some shit that cannot be published, to be honest with y'all. So I need to fucking fix that. Here I'm leaning towards this 7. Yeah. Like this. Okay, so still 3 2s and 2 3s, but we'll give people some time to vote on that as they come in. Like, we're not even gonna do the mulligans for a little bit, so just gonna play this one game, and then we'll record a game of mine, and then we'll do the mulligans, and then we'll do viewer, or not viewer, sub games. We take, no problem. This is pretty sick. The sugar is like actually low-key kind of nasty here. We are going to put him in jail, I think. Opponent is slow playing me. Unlucky. Unlucky. I feel like we win this game a lot of the time, which is cool. Please. Thank you. Oh my god. Holy shit. We're gonna wait to tap these two, I think. We maybe don't have to. Probably should not have played this yet, but he's gonna counter anyway, so no problem. I'm technically not supposed to play this yet, though. I'm supposed to swing first. Let's see what we draw. I am really considering just parking the second sugar and tapping neither of them. And the reason for that is because we tap this, we go up to 8 cards, and we can get puddinged, and that would be annoying. So I think I'm actually just going to play this and pass. We get to free block whatever he swings this turn, basically almost always. Unless he plays a 4-drop. I guess if he plays a 4-drop, that's not true. Because if he plays the 5 nami, he gets to attach. And then attach. No, I guess 5 nami, we also don't get to free block. Damn. Fucking, this girl is pretty good. Ooh, nice. Actually, that's not nice. Never mind. I was lying. Block what? And now we put him in sugar jail for the rest of the game, I think.
So is there argument to search a sugar last turn? Because then we could have got a free block.
Yes.
Or,
The
like,
reason
I'm thinking like he'd want to swing one with no Jiko, for example, but then we can block that, for example.
The reason I didn't want to was just because if I did search my hand size, it was going to be 8. And I didn't want to get puddinged on exactly this turn. I feel like this is the last turn he could theoretically pudding me. And my hand was like good enough that I didn't want to play into that. But maybe it was better, to be honest, to do that. I could be convinced.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're both fair.
Yeah. We found another law rosi. So now we can play this and go 7-8. No reason to leave up Dawn this turn, I don't think. I think we're in a very good spot, for sure. Surprised he took that one. Even more surprised he took that one. That's very surprising. But we take those. Oh, hell yeah. God is good. That gravity blade was in the perfect spot for us, low key. Sure. We're maybe supposed to let that one die, to be honest. But I think he's going to swing into it again anyways, so no problem. But we are probably supposed to let it die. Because of, like, our hand structure. We can, like, double summon this turn. I love you, broken ass card. I think we just play these. So we go like... maybe this turn we do leave a Dawn up. Sometimes, like, people will swing 6 at this. Because, like, we're not going to produce a 7. And I could see an argument for that. But my worst fear is that I fucking swing 6 into this thing and then he fucking plays the pudding off of it. So I don't think that I will be doing that. I think I'm just going to go 9/9 life. Take 3 cards and probably deal a damage would be my expectation here most of the time.
Wait, are you playing promo the blocker law or?
Nah, I'm just going to play the 3, I think. I don't think I need the blocker for any reason here. I just don't think I need it.
My argument is that if we I think we could have buffed it with the 7 law so we get a
Mhm.
7k blocker, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. I also do not think it is a big deal. And also I want to find the heal law, which is why I want to play this. Because like next turn this will get a search. And I think me finding the heal law is probably worth more than like a free block on a 7. Also, sometimes there won't even be a 7 to free block. Like in this instance, he's going 888. But yeah, I do agree with you that like this was it's close. It's like very arguable to do this. I think there's like low key and Rosie, there's a lot of times where there's like multiple plays that are both very reasonable. Just because his plays are often so modular. I do not think I will be giving you counter on this. You can just have it. Not really. I already bottomed another I love you, so it's not that likely we'll find it anyways. Trash this. He swings 7. We I love you that one. Grab back the 2k. And then we can just take this one, no problem. Oh, he didn't even girl effect. What the fuck? Oh, yo, low key. Now, if we find the heal law, we're like super in business. I think just starting 7 is good. I will be very sad if he like randomly takes and hits a trigger that fucks with this though, which is very possible. So there is an argument that I'm supposed to just like raw dawn minus. Like that's not impossible. I could be convinced that that is slightly better, but okay, if we find, are we okay with leaving up only one dawn if we don't find the healer? That is the question. Because if we find the healer, we get to go 7, right? We go 7. We find the healer. We get a dawn back off this. And like if we're at 2 life, we obviously only need 1 dawn up. But if we miss, do we need 2 dawn up?
We already have 2 done up because you'll just be playing Rosie and Law for 1 or for 4 instead.
Oh, you're so real for that. Great comms. Great fucking comms. You're so fucking real for that. And we find it because we're the
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter. But yes, that was a great fucking call out. That was a superior call out. Low key, fuck, dude. I want to fucking swing at this so bad, but if he fucking rips the pudding, I will kill myself. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm a coward.
We
It's just not. It's not worth the risk to me personally. To someone else, maybe it is. To me, it's not. 8. Do you have a 2K, sir? You do. Do you have a second one? I doubt it. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Truly, I don't care. Loki kind of a gas top deck for him. I don't think I care though. Okay, if I free block, he already did what's her name, so it's like 7, 8, 12. If I free block the 7, I just go like I love you 1k if I wanted to, and then I never die. Okay. I think a lot of the time he probably doesn't even swing this in fear of dying. Love you. Just add back the heal. Okay. Then we can double 2. That's actually the one thing that maybe we let go. Yeah, fuck it, you can have it. Low key, I think I'm just gonna kill his board this turn. Okay, never mind. He didn't turn that shit sideways. If he turned this sideways, I was low-key just gonna kill everything on his board. I was gonna like gamma knife this. I was gonna swing at this a bunch of times. I was gonna kill this. I was gonna kill this. But he did not. So no problem. I low-key still want to swing at his board. I want to start with a 5 and see what the fuck he does. This is like maybe playing like more patient than I really need to. Like I could probably just press W if I really counted it. Like I'm sure he dies some way, but I'm lazy and don't want to count it. This 5 is also just really annoying for him, I'm sure. Okay, that's fine. Give me your kid. Give me her. Pitch this. Gain a life. Play this. Give me her. I beg you, please free block this. I beg you, please. Please. Free block this or free block the next one. Like, I would be so happy. Dang. Unlucky.
So, if you don't mind talking through it a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
You mentioned just like being too lazy to do the math. Is in a competitive scene, would you do it, or is
yeah, I would do it for sure.
A commanding position.
Yeah, if this was a tournament, if I could count that I had guaranteed lethal, like I would just count it. But like,
that's fair. Yeah, I was just wondering if it was
yeah,
more like you're in a commanding position, so you don't need to, or
no. I mean, if you have literal math lethal, which is like what I would have had to count, like, was there a way for me to math lethal him?
Okay.
I just didn't want to count if that was possible or not in this exact situation. This is a situation that I'm also not counting, but I feel like surely I do. Like, I have fucking 6 swings, including 8 bodies that are all fucking 8Ks. Like, I don't know. I'm sure he's math dead. I would be shocked if not. I also have like a pivot to this. Oh, and he triggers there. Yeah, so he has 1 less card in hand as well. GG. Bye-bye. This game took longer than I expected it to be honest. How long was this game? Like 15 minutes? Ooh, hit me with the beige. Doesn't matter. He's still dead. He gives me literally his whole hand, or he blocks, and then he dies. This is math. This PY Rosie deck is pretty good. Pretty good. I cannot lie. I also drew, obviously, exceptionally well this game, which helps. Found all the cards I needed at the time I needed them. Also helped that he fucking trashed the one Gravity Blade, the one that he saw. Did he ever find Pudding? No, he never found Pudding. Okay. Anyways, now we get into the VOD review. Let me change my screen. Change stream. Okay. Can y'all see if I draw on the screen?
Yep.
Okay, cool. This is going to be a Rosie game. I'm playing versus Ace, which is the theoretical bad matchup. I'm also playing no Virgo, which is also tough. This opener, I won die roll. That helps a lot. This opener is like, it's like low key if you believe you're him and you believe you're going to find the promo, you for sure keep this. I think also there's a big difference between this being Rosie and this being like the law, both because this sees 5 cards and also because this can find the one drop law, which can find you the promo. So like this has like a lot more equity to find you the promo. My instinct right now is maybe to keep, but this is maybe like a super crazy keep. Like you're maybe not supposed to. I could very easily be convinced you're not supposed to. But the sugar is low-key also nuts. Oh my god, wait, I'm him. No wonder. No wonder. I think you grab hand rip law here. It's very good in this matchup. Oh my god, if he doesn't have a Garpier too? Yo. Okay, wait, we're farming him. We're so up. I'm grabbing sugar here every time. I do think we're supposed to swing 6. But low-key, actually... Are we actually supposed to swing 6? What if we just park the sugar? Because if we park the sugar... Nah, he can always just, like, draw, go to 7, play Marco, and be at 6. So, yeah, never mind. We swing 6. We want to pressure him. I was just wondering if there's ever... If us passing on this... Wow, okay, our opponent is a psychopath. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Why do you say he's a psychopath?
He's not allowed to take that, in my opinion. Like, first of all, he shouldn't take it in general. But also, he definitely should not take it when we searched this law. Like, one of Ace's biggest loss conditions in this matchup is getting hand ripped by this law. Like, friend of the dojo, Alex, also known as Zoro, as many of you know him, #1 player on Limitless in the last 12 months, friend of the dojo. He played Rosie in his Double Dawn, and he played versus an Ace. And he played 0 promos and 0 Rosie laws, and he won just because he resolved 3 of these.
Unbelievable.
So like, and the man was not playing Virgo or nothing. Like, he played no Virgo, no promo, no Rosie law, but he just like resolved 3 hand rip laws, and he just like was the GOAT and just like ripped all the important things out of the opponent's hand, and then he won. I think block wanting there crazy work actually. Because like when he swings this 6, what do we think is happening? Maybe block wanting here is crazy because like he's not playing Yamato, so what could he possibly be playing? I guess he could be playing like 1-drop Marco. So maybe to shut that off, you do this. Okay, I'm down with this. Actually, I'm super down with this, specifically because if we do this here and he still turns the Ezo, we can give 1 more card. We can trade into the Ezo, and then we get to completely sugar wall him. I just wanted to double check that it made sense to do it. Loki, are we 2K'ing for this? I'm down. Fuck him. Cavendish. Trade into this. There's an argument to be made that we're supposed to just swing at life first, see if he ever cracks it. Because if he cracks it, we don't have to turn this Rosie sideways. But low-key, turning this Rosie sideways doesn't matter. There's nothing that he would do that we care. Like, if he wants to fucking swing into this Rosie, it doesn't matter. So, never mind. I'm just playing games. Question here is, how often do we Rosie law versus how often do we just, like... Okay. Is this Rosie law better than hand rip? I guess we will always be presented the option to hand rip next turn anyways. Yeah, okay, the Rosie law is better. And like, he also doesn't have any 1-drops, so he needs to have another 1-drop in his hand to be able to Jozu this.
Didn't you want to swing harder to get him to take a life when he has no Dawn active, or no?
Typically, yes. I think here, maybe you're right that we were supposed to. We get to swing a 6. The thing is, we swing a 6, and if next turn he doesn't play something that replaces... Well, I guess even if he doesn't play something that replaces itself immediately, he's going to draw off this Cavendish. What do you guys think? You guys think the sugar is better? Or you guys think swinging a 6 is better?
I was actually wondering if you could hand rip and swing like an 8 or even more.
And then I think the issue there is that it makes it harder to kill Cav, which needs to happen. It doesn't need to happen.
We definitely do want to kill Cav. But, I mean, we have this Gamma Knife, so the Cav always dies next turn anyways, right? Like, if we wanted to, we just Gamma Knife and swing Rosie. This is actually...
better to save the hand rip for after he fixes the hand with Cavendish too, or is that kind of irrelevant?
Nah, I think it's fine to do it now as well. Because, like, I mean, why save it? You could always find another one. Or, like... also, like, you know, hand ripping him earlier means that, like, if you bink, like, the good cards in his hand, like, at the start of the game, like, you might just auto win right there. This is actually a really interesting turn.
I really value the AK blocker. The worst case is 1-drop Jozu. And in that case, he doesn't get a Dawn, so then we can Gamma the Cavendish. And he doesn't have a Dawn, so we can kill the Cav without leader effect.
This is a great point. This is a great point. The fact that his best play involves him also not having a Dawn attached next turn is a big deal. Yeah, okay. I've gone full circle. I like the play that I did because of Joshua's call out just now. That was a great call out. Or at least establishing this. The question is, should we be swinging 6 here? And, like, just putting this standing. I think that's maybe possible.
You also use leader effect too, so you could even swing 7.
We could swing 7. This is true too. I think I do like getting this on board though, but maybe that's fake because we are going to 8 next turn. Nah, I like getting it on board.
6 and 7 are kind of the same thing.
Well, it's not when he uses
I do want the
still.
sugar down. Well, I think getting the sugar down is just too important.
Is too important, yeah. Okay. So the question is,
no 1-drops.
Do we want to tap the sugar though, or do we want to swing 6? This is a close call, honestly. There's like a lot of merit in doing both, truly. I think, honestly, probably what happened was in the moment, I was worried that if I swing the 6, he won't have 7 in hand next turn. And like, ideally, we want to play both of these next turn. But I think because of the Cavendish, he just will have 7 in hand. Like, it's kind of hard for him not to, right? He like counters, he draws to 7. It's like low-key so hard for him to not have 7 in hand next turn. So I think we were probably supposed to swing a 6 and just like leave the sugar standing. But I'm still not 100% sure. But this is fine too, obviously. Like, this is not bad. There is also the idea that, like, even though you do want to sugar wall your opponent and put them in a genjutsu, like, you also low-key do not want to tap sugar infinite times in the game because there is truly only like 21 targets or something like that. So there's also that. But I mean, if both of these are going to eat 6s, we're pretty happy, I think. Yeah, there's no way I'm supposed to start this with a 6. I think I'm 100% supposed to Gamma Knife this. Is that true? So we can either double develop and go 6/6, or we can Gamma Knife this and only develop the Rosi Law. I guess we also get to play the sugar, so that's actually pretty sick. Okay, I hope that's what I do. I hope I play these 3 cards and I swing 6/6. I like Gamma Knife 2. He probably lets it die and then go 6/6 and play these 3. I hope that's what I do, but I'm worried that that's not what I do. It's not what I do. Okay. This is a mistake for sure. For sure. I think the Gamma Knife, sugar, Rosi Law, swing 6/6 is for sure the play here. I think the hand rip thing will just be available to us next turn. I mean, the Gamma Knife thing will be too, but like obviously killing this Cavendish when he doesn't have Dawn attached and like, you know, we get to develop the sugar when he doesn't have a 1-drop. Like he's gonna replay a 1-drop this turn. Yeah, for sure this was a mistake on my part. So I think first mistake was last turn tapping the sugar instead of spinning 6, and then I think second mistake is this entire turn basically. Fuck it, we ball. Counter here.
So as Rosie player, are we more scared of that Jozu play or the 10 cost?
I think the Jozu
like,
play.
Let's just say he has it.
Yeah, if he has both, I think I would be more upset as the Rosie player if he plays the Jozu. But I could be wrong about that. Like, it could be the Whitebeard. It could be the Whitebeard. I know, me personally, like, I don't really give a fuck about anything Ace does except for exactly the Jozu. Is normally my feeling. Like, they put every other card on the table, and I'm just like, who cares? But they put, like, the Jozu on the table, and I'm like, god damn, you are my worst nightmare. Because I get a body, you don't get a body, and I draw a card is just, like, such a giga broken interaction. Okay. So I Gamma Knife a turn late here. Go 6. We're playing this for sure into this. We probably pitch one of these. I could be convinced that we're not supposed to pitch one of the Rosie Laws though, which sounds weird because there's 3 of them in our hand, but like low key when we look at our hand structure, it's literally the only thing we're going to be doing the rest of the game. We're going to go like 8-drop, 6 like every turn the rest of the game probably, because we have these 3 I love yous to recycle the 8s. So I'm not 100% sure if you're supposed to pitch one of these Rosie Laws or not. I think it's probably safer to, though, because there's nothing else that's good to pitch. So I guess you do. You're just not, like, that happy to do it. Or at least I'm not that happy to pitch a Rosie Law here. Because, like, I do think we will want another Rosie Law 2 turns from now, probably. Card is so broken. If he plays another Jozu here, I would be upset for sure. He becomes an 8K, which is an interesting choice. I'm not sure how I feel about him doing that. Like, I don't know. Like, on one hand, we are presenting like 5 swings at his 6K leader next turn. But on the other hand, he's like dealing a damage for us, and like we are like low-key pretty happy about it, and like we're just gonna swing at these instead. Like, it's not that much harder for us to swing at 7s than 6s. So I think this is probably not actually good for him, but I could be wrong. But that is what my instincts say. Oh my god, we hit another baby 5 trigger. I'm the greatest of all time. Here, I think it's important to I love you and just take. Like, not even counter, I think. I mean, you could actually counter. We have the 2Ks. How many cards do we have in hand? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. So if we take, we go to 11. The 8 cost takes 2 out of our hand. So we go back down to 9 cards in hand. If we counter this, we'll have only 6. Is that right? Yes. Would we rather have 3 life and 6 or 2 life and 9? The 9 obviously opens us up a lot more to pudding, but I think pudding only matters if they probably Jozu pudding. And like, fuck it, they don't got Jozu pudding. I don't know, I'm a greedy fuck. I'm probably gonna take this, but I could be convinced that it is wrong for sure. I could very easily be convinced that this take is egregious. The nice thing about finding another secret rare, though, is that we get to recycle the La Rosie off of the I Love You this time, which is cool. And now we just bully the Jozus, I think. Oh, no, this should be 7. Yeah, okay. I was like, yo, chill. 7. Pitch the brick, play the La Rosi, swing another 7 at the Jozu. They should block. We probably could have swung 7 before playing the La Rosi. But I don't think it actually makes a difference. Like, I think they probably were going to block anyways. How disastrous is it if they putting us here? Pretty bad, to be honest. It's pretty bad. A free block seems reasonable there. They're not... Like, the new gate always gets blocked, and then this 8 we don't care too much about. We add back... Surely this is the La Rosi, no? Yeah. 9 I think we take, and then 12 we just straight up block. Probably should have been the inverse. Should we have blocked and then taken? Or is taking and then blocking fine? Is there any downside to blocking this one? I guess the downside is, like, he's actually so low on cards in hand that, like, low-key having this on board is actually threatening. Like, sometimes we, like... Do we actually just straight kill? Wait. We go 8. We go 8, it takes 2 cards. We go 8, it takes 2 cards. He has a block, take. So he'll have 6 cards. Block. We go 8. Okay, it's not math lethal, but we're getting close. We're getting close. I could be convinced that this could have been a block, but it does low-key scare him sometimes. So I know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this to play around Roger. I don't want him to take and then for me to lose to Roger. But is this correct? Is this the correct first action? So if we just start 6 life, what happens, right? Okay, what's like the worst things that can happen? Oh fuck. How did this happen? All right. If we start 6 and they take, they go to 6 in hand. They have 2 blockers. Can we guarantee lethal? Probably not, right? We go 8, 8. They give us 4 cards, and then the split is like 9, 9, 10. So they could theoretically live. They could theoretically live. But, like, low-key, it's kind of really hard for them to live. Like, their hand has to be so juiced. Their hand has to be so juiced to, like, even feel comfortable taking a 6 there. Like, it has to be insane. Their hand has to be, like, so good to risk taking there. I don't know. I'm a bitch, though. Fuck it. Just swing at Jozu. I'm not 100%, though. This is one of the plays that I think is the most ambiguous if you're allowed to start 6 at their life. Because, like, low-key... I guess, actually... You start 6 life. Nah, they're probably never allowed to take. Okay, the more I think about it, the first correct action is 6 face. And the reason for that is if they take, we get to go like 8, 8, 9, 9. And then in order for them to live, they have to have like essentially perfect counter. And the only, like, literally all 6 cards in their hand have to be counter cards, right? And they are only allowed to even risk that happening if every card in their hand is already a counter card. Because, like, if there's even one brick, like, say one of these cards is a Roger, like, taking there is illegal because... Like, I don't know, you're just praying that, like, both this and this are both a counter card. Like, you're a fucking psychopath if you take there.
They could also be respecting the blockable event, too.
This is true. This is a great call out. I don't play that card, so I didn't even think about it, but you are right. They do also have to respect the unblockable. That is a great call out. So I actually think the correct first action is 6 face. but that is not what I did. But that's fine.
How is 8899 like good numbers since if they have 2 blockers as well?
Holy shit, you're so real for that. You're right. The numbers are dog shit. We go full circle. 7 here is the correct first action. Somehow, in my mind, I had one more 8. I don't know how I fucking conjured that in my mind. But I was wrong. Obviously, I was very, very wrong. You're actually so real for that. I actually cannot believe that Jozu died to a 7. That was insane. That low-key tells me that they have Roger and they just wanted me to go life, is what I'm reading off of that. Because, like, I mean, they could have easily countered for those. Obviously. Like, they have 5 cards in
I think they
hand.
searched it, so, you know.
To be honest with you, I did not know that. I mean, maybe I knew that in the moment. That's probably why I played this way, was because in the moment I knew that. But right now, IRL me, did not know. What do we think about the this versus this? If we play 7-drop and we swing at their life and they take... We'll have 2 life, so we have to give them a 1 on a 6, and then we have to counter 2 12s. This brings us up to 10, 12, 13. I don't think we're allowed to swing life, right? Or am I tripping? What the fuck? Am I tripping, bro? Oh, we drew this.
You only need a counter 112, right?
You're right. Yeah, we counter a 6 and we counter a 12 and we live. You're so right, because we healed. Real. I'm for sure allowed to counter this. We're so up. I think we win this game. Is there an argument for another 6 here? If we go another 6...
I'm down. I'm down.
Does he just block?
Well, if he blocks, then we go 8-8. If we go 8-8, then what is the worst thing that can happen? It's he goes Jozu, bounce the rosi law, and then it's 12-12-12, which we live, so it doesn't matter. I guess that's actually worse than him just raw playing Roger, actually. Yeah, we should swing a 6 here, I think. For sure. Because if he blocks, we get to go 8-8. And then killing him is, like, way easier next turn. Okay, actually, the real worst thing that could happen is he goes Jozu Pudding. And we draw literally 0 counter cards. But you know what? If that happens, fuck it. You deserve it, bro. You deserve it. If we really do not draw a 2K or an I love you in the top 5, like, fuck it, you deserve it. All right. And then here we get to... Interesting that he plays this here. I wonder what was in his hand for this to be what he does. I think we obviously counter. I cannot think of any upside in not countering. I think this is a very clear I love you. No, we're just going to 2K. Do we not have any more of these in trash? Maybe that's why. But if we did have another one of those in trash, it was low-key not reasonable. What if we just take... Do we have math lethal?
Why wouldn't you free block the 6?
You know, that's probably better. You're so real for that. Free blocking the 6 is even better. Free blocking the 6 is for sure better. Because, like, if he just swings at it, like, who cares? We can just take. Okay, but this is math lethal, right? We have 6 swings. He has 5 cards in hand. We have 5. Yeah, this is math lethal, right? These can all be 8s. Yeah. Okay. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. He dies. Oh, well. You guys know how it ends. Interesting game, actually. I have not looked at this myself yet. I think there were definitely a lot of things that I could have cleaned up, micro optimizations, but this was a really interesting game, I think. Is there anything that...
Go back to the turn with the... So I think in hindsight, we were talking about whether we should block with the 4-cost law that one turn. the hand rip law.
Yeah.
And I think like the initial sentiment was like, oh, maybe this 5K body actually can be used for pressure. But I think in hindsight, if we block there, we wouldn't have to play around Roger as much, and maybe our numbers would have been better actually. So that was a turn where there were 2 rested Josus, and we swung 7 into Josu.
Was it this turn?
I believe. I think it was the turn before.
Was it this swing?
Yeah, this swing. So I'm wondering if we block with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because after this we did 7 into Josu, but maybe if we block with this, then we can
more
do
aggressively.
The 6 in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this turn he's an 8. But you're saying maybe next turn we're allowed to. I mean,
there was one turn where we were talking about whether 6 in the face was the correct play.
Yeah. So this is the turn that I'm wondering if I should block. Like, am I supposed to block this? And then the following turn. So not. I guess there's also the question if I should block this turn, right? I guess like theoretically I'm posed that question twice, like 2 turns in a row. Like I could have blocked the 10 on that turn, and then I could have also blocked here.
Yeah, this is a block I'm thinking of. Because so after we took this one, and then we decided to swing 7 to Josu. I don't know if we block here, can we swing 6 in the face?
We've seen
maybe that 6 is fine. Because we're scared of Roger, but if we block this and we have 1 more life to play around Roger. But it's still a lot. Like there's two Josus, so
yeah, there's 2 Josus right left. Now, but yeah. So it's like we have 3 life. He goes like 7, 7, 7. If someone wants to take a screenshot of this and do the math, I think it actually will take us a long time to do it. So I don't really want to do it right now. But it is a good question. It is definitely a good question. What does this 4 eventually end up doing? It like sits there, and does it ever do anything? I guess it like eventually gives us math lethal, right? If we didn't have it on the board this turn, do we have math? No, right? We go like 10, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10. What, 9, 9, 9? 9, 9, 9, 10. So he blocks the 10, and then he blocks the 9, and then just has to give us 2, 2, 2, 2. So I mean, he does eventually end up dying to this law, but that still doesn't mean it was correct, right? Like maybe you're right, like the game just plays out completely different if we blocked, and we could have taken more aggressive lines earlier. So that will be a spot to look back at for sure. Very interesting. Okay, what did chat say? Okay, we got... Can you show the deck list with no Virgo? Yes, I can. I think I showed this before we started, but I will just show it again for everyone. PY Rosie.
And then did you talk about why you're not running Virgo?
Yes. I've talked about it a few places, but we'll just talk about it quickly again. So I think everyone in the community thinks you have to play Virgo. And they think you have to play Virgo because of blue. I think Virgo is really, really bad versus everything that is not blue. I also do not think blue makes up a huge percentage of the meta. Like Sanji is like a 5% play rate deck. Ace will probably be like a 10% play rate deck. And I think you can still beat those decks without Virgo. I think it is obviously, you know, like when you get to play Virgo in those matchups on like a turn where Virgo is good, like obviously those games get like infinitely easier. But I think that you can win those games without it. And really the reason why I mostly am not playing Virgo is because everyone else is. And like, I just want to play this deck a lot and see like without Virgo and try and find the spots where I really miss Virgo and see if it's actually needed. And to be honest, my experience so far has been that I don't want the Virgo. I could be wrong. There might be a time period where maybe, you know, maybe as we get closer to regionals, blue gets a little more popular. maybe I start getting punished more for not having it in my deck list. But I've mainly just been doing it because I think there's a lot of times where people just like all agree that you need X thing in your deck. Like I've compared it to like 9-Hawk and Mihawk, or the +3 spell in Emu, where like everyone considered those staples, and those were like 2 cards that I feel like I kind of pioneered taking out of the deck list because I didn't feel like they actually did enough and could be replaced with cards that I thought moved the needle more. Like I think Hand Rip Law is a card that a lot of people cut down on for Virgo, or they cut down on like the 3-cost Law. And I think both of these cards move the needle all the time. Like, I think there are so many games that you win because you put these cards on the table. And I think that, like, the number of games that Virgo is likely to win you is a smaller number. That said, that doesn't mean that I'm right. I could very easily be wrong about the Virgo, and I think it is very possible I will change my mind by the time the regional happens. But so far, I've been very happy not playing it.
Yeah, just from my little bit, it felt like when you were in those blue matchups, you spent so much time finding the Virgo that it would have been better to just like do anything else.
Yeah, just like actually play the game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, and this isn't the right question for this or whatever. Please let me know. But I'm also wondering too. In both videos you talked about like not like you didn't have the 4-cost Law in your hand, I don't think, and then you pulled it and you're like, I'm the god, and so. When I was testing this deck, it just like felt, when you didn't see that it felt unplayable.
Yeah,
or like
sure.
very whatever. And so, like, if you don't mind talking about like why you think this deck is so strong with like that opportunity to whiff, even though yes, you do have like 8 searchers to go find it, but like even then you can still whiff on it. And like if the deck is like hinged on finding this card in the early parts of the game, like is it that strong?
Yeah, I can talk about that. So that is part of why I like 3-cost Law so much, is because I think like 3-cost Law does make you less reliant on the 4. Like the hand that I kept in that game, right? Like I had this Rosie, I had this Sugar, and like obviously the best possible thing that could happen is I like find the Law, right? But this Rosie could have also found me this Law, which finds me this Law, or I could have found this Law. So I felt like I had like low key like 10 outs. Really, these are not like full outs. They're like outs that can find you an out, right? Like it could find, like this could find you this, or could find you this. So, you know, it's not really 10 hits, but it's like, you know, it's a fair number. And then I also got to draw for my 2-Dawn turn and my 4-Dawn turn, and I get to take a life, right? So I'm like, I'm drawing 3 cards. I'm seeing top 5, which can either see top 4 or see this or see this. I agree with you that honestly the biggest concern of the deck is like the fact that something that's very different about this deck compared to most decks is that you do have to see your pieces so early in the game. Which is why I think the mulligans with this deck is like really, really important to iron out. Because like a lot of decks, like Mihawk, for example, like you can see like a not great opening hand, but you have so many turns to find the things that actually matter that like it doesn't matter that much. Whereas like you're right, you know, if you miss on 3 in this deck, like it's really devastating. But in my experience playing the deck, you just, at least when you play this 3-drop Law. When I don't play this 3-drop Law, I've hit fail rate way more often than I want to, which is why I'm personally so adamant that you play 2 copies of this. I think when you do play like 6 cards that you can hit on 3, and you also play the 8 searchers for them, and you're also mulliganing for them, in my experience, the fail rate has not been very high. I think it's been pretty low, to be honest, in my experience. Maybe I'm just a super lucky guy. I've never even come close to trying to run the math. But yeah, so I don't know. There's some risk in that for sure, but all decks have fail rate, right? And I have not personally felt like this deck's fail rate is particularly higher than any other deck. I felt like this deck is like very reasonably consistent. You know, it's not emu, obviously. You know, we can't all be emu, but it's good for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool.
So say you do miss Elijah,
Mhm.
you don't have three cost law, you don't have hand rip law, you don't have promo.
Mm-hmm.
On 3 Don, are you ever Don minus to play the 2K?
This one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously next turn going to 4,
Mm-hmm.
say you do have Rosie Law, you can't play him.
Mm-hmm. I am basically never Don minusing on my 3 Don turn to play this or this. Basically never. Like, truly, I will just swing 8 with my leader. Or if they're a 5K leader and I have a 1 drop, I'll swing 5-5, of course. But I'm never Don minusing for this or this. Like, it's just too early in the game. Law Rosie on 5 is like just way too important, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I'm not personally.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you attach 2 Dons and swing with promo law first because of potential red? I gotta be honest with you, Ty VIP. I wish I saw that before when we were going over it. My answer would probably be yes. I don't know though. I would have to look back at it. But we can move on to mulligans. What did people vote for? We 1, 2, 3 twos. Okay, so we're going over BY Nami. Yo, I need to fucking find the BY Nami deck list real quick. Does anyone
I had a
have
quick
one?
question on the
Yeah, go for it.
on the list that you had. So in terms of like Gamma Knife versus Divine Departure, do you have any feelings or thoughts on the 2 cards?
Yeah, I don't really like Divine Departure, to be honest. I think it's like super expensive, so I never personally find that I use the activate main effect. And I personally think Gamma Knife is like low-key the stones. Like, first of all, it's searchable. Also, it activates your 3-cost law, which is not something I play for. Like, I have a lot of people who think that, like, because I'm so high on 3-cost law, I like try to get his effect going. I don't really try to force it ever. Like, if it happens, it happens, and I'm happy, but I'm not like, oh, I need to Dawn minus aggressively to do it. But, you know, it is a nice benefit that, like, Gamma Knife also activates his effect earlier. And also, like, there's such a huge difference in how much they cost, right? Paying 2 for something versus paying essentially 6 for something is a really big deal. And with, I think, Divine Departure's counter effect of, like, pitching something for a 3K was, like, very relevant before EBO3. But I do not personally find with the 8-cost law that I'm bricking, particularly because I only like 3-7 costs. So there's just like not that many bricks in the list compared to like what there has been in the past, and like you're also filtering more. So I'm really not a believer in Divine Departure. That's another thing that I very easily could be wrong on the deck list, but the thing is, like, I hate 2Ks. Like, every deck I play, I cut 2Ks because 2Ks are normally fucking useless. But in this deck in particular, every 2K is like low-key real. Like, you know, the law 2K is real because of I love you text. The Usahachi is real because, you know, Usahachi is the best 2K ever printed. And then the baby 5 trigger is like the stones and it's searchable, right? So like all of these have real text on them. So this is actually a deck that I actually like the 2Ks. So if I like the 2Ks and I don't like Divine Departure, I would rather just like play more of the 2Ks with real text on them. Because I don't know, maybe some of you have had a different experience with Divine Departure and you find that you use the activate main effect in this deck more often than I do. But me personally, that shit has felt fake. I need to find a BY Nami deck list real quick. Does anyone have one? Can someone like DM me one real quick or something? I can also find one probably pretty quick. There's a code somewhere, surely. I need a code. Surely someone sent a code in the BY chat at some point. No one sent a code. They all send screenshots, which makes sense. It's actually better to send screenshots normally. All right, let me rip one off of ranked. Uno momento. Sorry, chat. Does anyone else have any questions while while I do this? Someone ask a question so I can yap while finding this.
I got one.
Yes, go for it, please.
Can you think of like the scenarios in which like the 7 cost like comes up as like the I guess answer to like whatever line you're gonna take?
Yeah, so like
I
what
find
spots I like the 7 cost the most?
yeah.
I like the 7 cost the most. I think of the 7 cost low key a lot like 9 cost Newgate and Ace, where it's like kind of the finisher. It's like ideally it's the last body I really play before I'm going for game. Because in those situations, the later you are in the game, the more likely it is that your opponent's board is developed, it's wide. And every single swing that your opponent is going to do at you, where you're a 6K, is you are printing 1K counter, essentially, right? Because you're a 6 instead of a 5. Every swing takes 1K less for you to counter out. So I really like to play it as late as possible, which is why I only like to play 3, because I don't love playing more than 1. Like, obviously, sometimes you do. There's also some matchups where you're more likely to play it, like when you're going second versus ace, as an example. You might play, hopefully you play promo law on 4. And then on 6, you would actually prefer to play the 7 cost rather than the law rosi. Because if you play law rosi on 6, it's just going to get Jozu'd. But if you play the 7 cost, it can't get Jozu'd. So there are a couple spots like that where, like, if you're trying to avoid like Jozu nonsense, but for the most part, I try to play it just as late as possible.
I can also jump in here.
Yeah, please.
A big thing that I think it really goes to distance, truly just against blue as a whole, because especially if you can play it out on 6 versus playing and having 4-6 and setting yourself up just to be the biggest gravity blade victim on planet Earth.
Yes.
Set yourself up to be.
This is just me, or did Jacoby cut out for everyone?
So I really like against blue.
He did cut out for a bit.
First body I'm playing.
Real.
Can you repeat that, Jacoby?
Oh yeah, just against blue, like the 7 cost is my favorite body to play, mostly because, especially against things like Sanji as well, because then you can split your board up and they're gonna have to choose one. So I'd much rather establish the 7s first and then go my 6s, because then they have to either Red Rock or Gravity Blade, but it makes the choice that much harder. So if I can establish 2 7 cost laws, then establish my Rosie, then it's like, okay, well, they can get rid of my 4 and my 6, or they can get rid of 1 7, but it makes it so much harder. And if they do that, I still have 2 8 bodies, and so they're really not making too much progress. It makes their decision harder and their timing a lot worse.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the 7 playing around like Gravity Blade double hit stuff is important. Okay. So just a couple minutes on mulligans. I haven't played this deck like infinitely, but I have played a little bit like today. I think I said I was playing with like Impact and some of our prep group and stuff. We're gonna start with the bottom people and then we'll go top. Someone said last time that I should have like both sides be it, so I have to quit out less often, and it was a great call out. Shout outs to whoever it was. Going both first and second, I imagine this is a keep. We have Young Girl, which is obviously like very good. We have a Searcher, that's very good. If we're going second, like Kika Nojo on 4 is like probably our best forward on play. And it will be serviceable on 5 if this doesn't find the 5 drop Nami. This hand obviously isn't like the turbo nuts, but I think it's reasonable enough to keep. Can anyone think of a matchup or a time where you wouldn't want to keep this as the BY Nami, or does anyone disagree with this as a keep? All right, real. Second hand, I think this is probably basically always a mulligan. We don't have girl, we don't really have any searchers. Like truly the only thing we're happy about in this hand, I would say, is like this Nami. Maybe you can keep this going second. I could see that being true. Because like this on 4 and then this on 6 is like pretty good. And girl is also, I think a lot of the time, a lot less mandatory going second. So I actually think there's probably a lot of times where you keep this going second, but my guess is we probably mull this going first most of the time. I'm not sure if we have anyone who's like a real big BY Nami gamer in here. Does anyone have strong feelings on this particular hand? Because I think this one's a little closer.
I think it could always be worse, especially if you can kill girl early with Rayleigh.
Yeah, it could definitely get worse.
I think I'd keep it if they were a 5 life leader. Just so I get like max value out of the Namis.
I mean, how often are you really getting to resolve both Namis though, right? Even if they're a 5k leader, like, you know, let's say we go first, we swing at them on 3 because of our hand structure, we're probably, I mean, I guess maybe we're swinging 6, but honestly, we're probably just swinging 8, right? They probably take the next turn, we like play the Nami, they take again. Like, in order to actually resolve both Namis, they have to counter both our 3 Dawn turn and our 5 Dawn turn, right? Which, like, I don't know how
that actually makes sense.
I don't know how often people are like actually doing that, right? I think it is reasonable that they counter out of one of them, but I think it's probably very unlikely that anyone counters both. So I personally am not. I think like double Nami is generally not very good. But this hand up top.
Well, if you're 5 life leader, then like take 8, but then in 5 down you're just in 6. So
I don't know if it's just me. Is triple smash super robotic. Okay, he's very robot. Okay, yeah. Triple smash, I'm sorry, you're very robot. I have no idea what you said. All right. Top hand, I think, is probably a mulligan versus everything. Is my inclination. I think both first and second. Like, I don't think we really like. We're missing girl. Don't have any search. The Nami is cool, but whatever. The Moria is cool on 8, but we don't even have any thriller barks, and we don't have girl to like really make it. So I think this hand is probably always a mole. Also, this is like very much a very, very late game card, so like we don't really want it clogging our hand the whole game. I think this hand is who you low-key might have to mold this shit going first, no? Like Perona on I guess Perona on 5 is actually not disastrous. Like you play this on 3, that's pretty good. If you don't draw the Nami, you get to play this Perona on 5. That's like pretty reasonable. This is pretty reasonable on 7. This will probably be reasonable on 9. Okay. There's probably matchups you can keep this going first, and probably matchups you can keep it going second. So maybe this is a keep, actually. Does anyone
What are you pitching? Like with the girl right away?
She draws and then trashes, right? It's kind of hard to say because, like, right, we get to draw for turn. We play the girl draws again. I mean, we're probably pitching the girl, but like, if we draw another thing to play on 4, we probably pitch the Perona just because we want it in trash. So it's like,
okay, cool.
If we draw something else to play, we pitch Perona. If we don't draw something else to play, we pitch girl, I think. Okay. We'll do a few more of these. Here, I think this hand is probably a mole first and second most of the time. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not like an awful hand going second all the time. Like we have the Kiku. Sometimes Rayleigh will be really good. Particularly if they're a 4 life leader. Therefore, like There's probably some niche matchups where like this hand is like low-key the stones. Like if you randomly play versus like GP Luffy, this hand probably like fucks up their whole life. Like you like play this on 4, you deal 1 damage to them, and then you play this Rayleigh and pop their Sanji and Pudding, they're probably crying. But I would say generally this is probably a mole. But there's probably like some weird niche matchups where you think playing Rayleigh on 6 is going to be really good. But they have to be specifically a 4 life leader, and they have to like revolve around like a specific character, I think. This hand I think is probably a keep most of the time. We have our Searcher. We have Nami. If we're going second, Kikanojo is our best 4-drop. We have a Thriller Bark, which I know this isn't one that like you play, but just like even just having the Kumasi to like counter with, so that way if we find the 8 Moria, something to heal is like a big deal. So it's like it's a very small plus in our hand. Like obviously we're not mulling for Kumasi, but like it is not bad to have, and like Rayleigh sometimes is good. I'm not entirely convinced that this card should even be in the deck list, but I just ripped like the most winning list on ladder. I mulliganed, so now we're up to the top. I have to imagine this is a keep first and second every single time, every single matchup. Like we have fucking double search every card in our deck, and we have a 4-drop and we have a 6-drop. Like I could be wrong, but I struggle to imagine what would not play this. Also, why have none of these hands... Okay, I was gonna say, why have none of these hands included Robin? Am I tripping? This is the stones. This is like truly like we handpicked the 5 cards in our hand. I cannot imagine a world where we ever mulligan this under any circumstances. I'm pretty sure. We'll just do like one more of these and then we'll hop into the VOD review. This is the same hand. This is the exact same stones, first and second every time. I think this is a mull every time, pretty sure. This hand, I think it's probably good enough. Like, girl filters us. If we're going first and second, we still have like plays for 4 and 6. Like, Perona is obviously not that close. Like, let's say we're going second. It's not that close to being an ideal 6-Dawn play, but it's also not that bad, right? Like, most decks play 1 real body on by the time that it's our 6-Dawn play, right? Like, most decks don't really play anything on 3. They play 1 real thing on 5. We freeze it on 6. We like swing at them twice. Then the next turn we get to play Gecko Moria. And we like get the Dawn attached. So like I think this is for sure good enough most of the time going second versus most things. And I think even going first, it's probably good enough. This is for sure a lot worse on 7 than it is on 6, because like the opponent will usually have 2 bodies instead of 1. And also we're 1 Dawn later, so like, you know, you want your plays to start being better. But I think this might low-key still be good enough. Like, Girl is just so broken. I think the number 1 place where I would want to mull this is versus decks that can interact versus Young Girl. If you are playing versus Mihawk as an example, you don't want to put too much stock into the fact that you have Young Girl in your hand, because they can very easily just go a poo swing over it. So like this sort of hand like probably isn't that good into like Mihawk, for example, because there's like not that much that's like that crazy about it other than Young Girl in that matchup. But like Young Girl's just gonna get tapped and die. This hand, I mean, it's so hard for me to see a hand with 2 of these and say you're ever supposed to mull. Like, just look at top 4 twice and grab whatever you want. I don't know, man. Seems broken. But maybe you still mull this sometimes because the other 3 cards are not that great. But I lean towards you keep. Like, fuck, you look at top 8, grab whatever you want. Seems good to me. Okay, let's hop into the pharmacy. Pull it up. Reviews. This thread, and I'm gonna give priority to people who are here. is first person who posted was Carl. And Carl, are you here? I see you're here, but are you actually here?
Yes.
You are. Okay, perfect. We will start with yours then. Okay. So your Emu versus Mihawk going first. Let's see the opening hand. Okay. I think I am down to keep this. We have double searcher. That seems pretty reasonable to me. I want to grab the searcher. I know last time we reviewed one of your things, you weren't grabbing enough of these, and I'm glad to see that that is not the case here. And I'm also happy. I'm also happy that you pitched the 10 cost. A lot of players like hold on to those too long, so I'm happy to see you pitch that. I'm really glad you grabbed this.
Yes, I learned.
And I love grabbing the Nestro. Very small thing, but low key, I wanted to pitch the 2K before searching. I just wanted to like know. I don't think we're allowed to pitch a second 10 cost. I could be wrong, but it seems really greedy. Oh, okay, sick. God is good.
I got a question.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about keeping the Sharia on board?
I like it.
Mihawk players. I don't know.
I like
Do you
it.
like it or?
I like it as the Emu. I think like you should leave it on board for one turn, unless your hand is like the stones and you're like, damn, there's really nothing in this that I want to pitch. But it's like pretty hard for that to happen. And I like it just so you don't get turbo farmed by the 1-drop Bonnies. I think one of the easiest ways to lose is if they just like 1-drop spam you with the Bonnie tap searchers. That said, the popularity of those cards has like massively fallen off. Like around the time of like Australia Nats, there was a lot of popularity for them. I even queued 4 of them in my deck list at Australia Nats. But I think they've fallen off a lot, so you don't necessarily need to as much now as you used to, but I think there's like very little downside in keeping it on the board for like one turn, personally. So I still typically recommend it. We can go 6 here. I think if we go 5, they're taking as well, so no diff, to be honest. I like taking. I think we talked last time about how I want to take the first 2.
Yeah, I made sure to do that this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is so sick. All right, I definitely want to swing 5. Oh, wait. No, I did not want to pitch that. And the reason for that is like it's pretty easy for this turn for him to go like either 6-5 or just a 5, and he has so many of these that it's really easy that he's probably going to go like 5-5 or 5-6 this turn. And I want to just like play this Sharia, swing 5, leave 1 Dawn up for this. We'll see. He might not do that, but like he should do that. So I definitely did not want to get rid of Garp Spell, but I'm a Garp Spell truther. I'm happy to grab. Wait, are we missing Mars or did we have Mars? You check trash. We have it. Okay, we're chilling. Yeah, you can fucking grab the 4K then. I still would have preferred playing the Sharia first though, but I'm kind of thinking you're not going to play the Sharia here.
I
don't think you do.
I remember actually.
I could be wrong. If we are going to play the Sharia, I also didn't really want to start by pitching. I wanted to like play the Sharia first.
Mm-hmm.
I know we just talked about leaving the Sharia on board, but like they're not playing 1-drop Bonnies at this point.
Okay.
But we will see. Maybe they won't go 5-5 and then this play is completely fine. Because like the only reason you would counter this turn, in my opinion, is if they go 5-5. But it's like really, really easy for them to go 5-5. Your opponent's like low-key a bozo if he goes 9 here, IMO. Yeah. Oh my god. What if we had Garp Spell here? Oh, all right. I know with all my heart, and this is what every Emu player should know. All right. The number one fear that your opponent has in their heart is if they swing a 5 and you Garp Spell. Nothing kills a person's soul more then when they spend 3 Dawn to swing this 5 and you go Garp spell, get out of it for free. It's so sickening. It's truly so sickening. All right, we have to 2K out of this.
And I would have saved, like, I would have gone, like, just 1 card.
Yeah.
Just, like, a destroyed here, because then my hand's just, like, terrible now.
Yeah. But it's all good. We go 5. I like it. We can just go, like, 5, 6, 6 or something like that. If we do get Luna spelled this turn, I'm not going to lie, we're pretty packed up. But he ain't got it. Trust. Luna spell, we're probably packed up, but he does not have it. I definitely want to go 6, 6.
The stun spell.
He searched it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're fucked.
For sure. He destroys me.
Yeah, we're so fucked.
It's over. So that's why I was like, what do I do there? Do I just like leave him standing and then?
Nah, you swing it. You swing it. Because if you don't swing it, he can still do it, right? He can still just go Shanks, tap, and then freeze, right? And like we're not gonna skip both swings. Like if you choose to leave both of them standing, then he froze them without even having to spend the card or mana to do it, right? If you think about it.
Yeah.
Like they got froze just on a different turn, and he didn't have to like spend the mana or the card to do it if you just leave both of them standing. So you do still have to swing both. And like basically our win condition from here, I think, like the opponent is just like low-key hitting the gritty on us. Like he has hit 3 searchers, he's hit boat, he's hit Tashigi, he has stun spell. If he also has Shanks, like we just lose this game, to be honest. Like we made a couple small mistakes, but like this is a bad matchup and they did win roll, and if they see the Shanks, like we're cooked. We can still win this game if they don't see Shanks, though. If they don't see Shanks, we can still win.
All right. Yeah, I think he does. So in this situation, you just accept the loss. Like,
I mean, it's a bad matchup, and he's seen fucking perfectly. I mean, we did. That doesn't mean we didn't make mistakes. We for sure did. Like the Garp spell was the biggest thing. But even if you did everything perfectly here, I believe you are packed to the fuck up. I think you just have to. I mean, you can double. I don't think you can pitch the horse. I think you either have to take or you have to double spell. I lean towards take because, like, his swings are never realistically gonna take more counter than like double spell, right? So there's not really a reason to double spell unless you're like super worried about jamming on them. I don't think you're allowed to pitch your only playable though, because like now what's gonna happen if we don't fucking draw playable is we just lose on the spot.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happens too. So I just I sold.
Yeah. And it's like not that easy for you to, okay, now we just lose. Oh, he didn't even turn the Shanks too? Oh, I mean, he doesn't have to, right? I guess like the other way we could win is like he turned the Shanks, we bomb it, and it like randomly dies, but that shouldn't actually happen. So like what happens here if we have the horse, right? If we have the horse, we go like, play it for 3 mana. Let's say we took the damage, we have like 9 in hand, right? We like play the horse, we go down to 8. Would we sack the Saturn? I think you do. Because it just gets invalidated by Law Beppo next turn anyways. So I think you would still sack the Saturn. We have 9, we play the horse, we have 8. We swing at him twice. Where do we swing and for what numbers? Honestly, you maybe just like go kind of tall twice, right? You spend like 3. Maybe not that tall. Maybe you just go like 7, 7, 7, I guess. Leave 3 up, something like that. 7, 7. He probably gives you a dumbass spell on one of them, takes the last one. You have double horse. Comes back to his turn. He plays Lawn Beppo. He freezes one of the horses. He probably feels obligated to swing at the other one, to be honest, because he doesn't want you like double reducing his shit. Because, like, if you get to, like, double reduce the Shanks, for example, now he's a 5k leader when he should be a 7. So he probably swings 1 here. This one's frozen. We, like, eat this. He has 3 mana left over. He, like, taps these 2. Let's say he goes 9/9. We give Rad Beam. Hopefully we fucking drew a 1k somewhere along the way, like here or something. We go like Rad Beam 1k, Rad Beam 2k. We stay at 1 life. We Elders. And the reason why we're playing this theoretical game instead of the VOD is because the VOD no longer matters. We have lost the game. Just in case why anyone is wondering why I'm talking about the game audibly. So we give 4 of our 8 cards. We draw to 5. We sack this. We go to 6. We Elders. We stay at 5 because we pitch 1 and then Saturn replaces itself. He would have had how many in his hand? He gave us 1 spell and he took 1 damage, so he still has 7 in hand. He has 7 in hand, 1 life. We have 5 and we just Elders. I think dude, him having fucking 7 in hand still is egregious. How does he still have 7 in hand? That is so disastrous for us. Holy shit. Yo, we're packed up. I ain't even gonna lie. We're fucking packed up. 7 is so many. 7 is so bad. 7 is so bad. Like, if he had 5, maybe sometimes we get there. But I think what you probably do is you spent 4 mana on the Elders, so you have you probably have to leave up 3 to not die to DMG stuff super obviously and easily. Like, you might still die, but like you don't want to make it like super obvious. So you have 3 Dawn you can attach. You go like fucking 7/8. It's really bad. I guess maybe you bully the Dashigi. Maybe you swing at the Dashigi like at least once. I don't know. Honestly, most of the time we lose, but we could have tried. Honestly, we're not gonna watch the rest of this game if that's okay with you, because I think
that's fine. Yeah, I think you said like what happens. I just get shit on. So
okay. Bailey, are you still here?
I am, mate, but I gotta run, so skip me.
Skip you? Okay. We will go next.
Yeah, I'm only here for 5 minutes, so
no worries. If we have time at the end, we will circle back to it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Next we have a game that was actually played versus me. Kawu. I don't know if I'm here. You're here. Okay, perfect. I remember when we were playing this game feeling like there was no way I was supposed to win this game. So I'm interested to see how it goes from your perspective. Because the only thing I remember about it is that I felt like I very much low rolled. But obviously I don't know what your hand looked like, so maybe yours was also bad. Okay, so we start with Garp. I actually think already we're probably messing up, to be honest with you. I think we are not supposed to start with Garp. We're supposed to start with Otama. Because there's not really a reason to not play both of these, because like I can't swing at you anyways, so you don't need Dawn attached, and like we always want to do the draw and then the search. So we should have started with Otama, but it's fine. You play it anyways. Really no diff. Nothing would have changed, I think, probably, so it's fine. I mean, we might not have this, like, Whitney card in our hand, which I don't even know what it does, to be honest with you. Here, we swing 6 and then play Pudding, I guess. It's so dog water, to be honest. Low-key, I don't even want to play this Pudding here. I think if I remember correctly, I mulliganed. Yeah, I mulliganed. I haven't done, like, any searching or anything. I know this is like low-key kind of results-oriented in some way because like I know what my hand was and I know my hand was ass. And like when you mulliganed, it actually really helped me. But even outside of that, like when you play this Pudding, you hand rip me for 1. If you just like swing for 6, you also hand rip me for 1, but you don't take a card out of your hand. I mean, you also don't establish the body, but like there are worlds where like you swing 6 here, I like take, you start next turn by like swinging 7, I take, and then like you putting me there, and then it's like really bad for me. Like this card is just like has so much upside that I want to keep it in hand and just swing 6. Maybe someone here disagrees and they really like the pudding here just because, like, to be fair, it does establish the body and, like, my deck can't really trade back into it easily, right? Like, most decks, their leader just, also, Justin, could you mute your mic? I'm so sorry. Okay, perfect. Most leaders, right? Like you have the pudding and like they can just like trade into the pudding really easily, like with their leader or a 4K body or something. But Shirahoshi obviously cannot do that. So there is some merit to like getting the pudding on board, but I just think you can like scam later. Oh, I think you're even looking if I mulliganed. And I'm pretty sure I did, right? Did I not? Am I tripping? Maybe I didn't.
No, you did. You did.
I did. Okay. Yeah, I think you mulled me into like low-key an infinitely better hand, but I could be tripping. Yeah, you did actually. I for sure did not have this double 5 combo before. But again, you know, I don't want to focus too much on like just the results because like, you know, ultimately that doesn't matter. Is 7-5 really better than just 1-8 here? Sure.
It should have been an 8, I feel.
Oh yeah, we're not even swinging the pudding. Okay, so we're doing it so we can play this Ezo, because we're going. I mean, why do we need to play this Ezo? Like we're going to 8 next turn. We already have the 8-10 combo. Yeah, I think this should have just been an 8. I think you're right. There wasn't really a reason to play this Ezo. We already have our play for next turn. And by the time we need another play, like we'll have the Dawn to play the Ezo. So,
I have a question. Can those characters not be removed on the Shirahoshi side?
Yes.
Like, wouldn't it be better to just put? They can't be removed.
They cannot be removed by card effects.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering why he played the Yamato versus the Jozu.
Yeah. He cannot Jozu anything on my board. This 2-cost Shirahoshi says, if one of your characters would be removed by card effect, you can flip the top of your life face up instead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with the Shira deck.
That is one of the best parts about the deck is no one has ever read the cards. That is one of the best parts of the deck. You play versus your opponent and they have no idea what you're doing. And the deck is like very reasonable. It's not like a top deck or anything like that, but like you should know what it does because you can pair into it. And I promise you, if you do not know what it does, and you also at least don't take the time to read the cards, like your opponent will fry you. Like they can do some really. Oh, I also fucked up, by the way. I was not supposed to free block. I remember this turn is like the worst turn of all time, and I knew this Neptune was there. I just like instinctually free blocked because I assumed you were gonna swing the 5, and then you didn't, and I was sick. So I actually made a huge misplay by not taking because I literally had no playables in my hand, which is a problem with the deck. So I basically like skipped my own turn, which is obviously disastrous, which is another part of the reason why in the moment I felt like there was no way I should have won this game because I like dead ass skipped my 7th on turn. You go 8. I imagine I take and then probably block 1. No, just take. I say fuck it. I don't want to give cards. I assume that means I'm gonna heal this turn. But I don't remember, to be honest. It's not fair that my bird can't rest this new gate.
I have a question. Is it better to pitch like a Marco over the Vista because you're like gonna constantly be resting them with bird when you're swinging late game?
I don't think we are ever gonna have a turn to play this Vista. Like, I think there will pretty much always be something better. Like even here. I mean, I guess there are worlds where maybe we could like Vista pudding. The thing is, I agree with you. 1 Marco is useless. But 2 Marco, I mean, obviously here I find the second bird. But like, to be fair, you didn't know I was going to find it. Also, the second bird doesn't technically invalidate the second Marco because like I swing a bird, you just block right there. So I think like 1 Marco is useless, but I think 2 Marcos is still good in the face of a bird. I could be wrong about that. I think the Vista's like low-key kind of late. But I could be wrong about that. I mean, it is still just like a good stat line to put in on the board. So there's that. We go 8. I think you should probably free block this one. Probably. I don't really know what the downside in free blocking here is. You let it go, really. Why are we letting this go?
Great question. I don't remember.
Does anyone have thoughts on if you're supposed to protect this or let this die here? I lean towards protect, but I could be convinced.
I think you protect. I think you protect. I think you just have way too many bodies on your board, and he needs to at least keep like the new gate is fine, but like, I think he needs to keep at least 1 to 2 bodies other than the new gate, just to combat what you're doing. Because like he kills that body, right? Then what? You know what I mean? All you have is new gate. I mean, like you can just play another body from hand, but I mean, it'd probably be better if you just keep the Yamato alive for as long as you can.
I agree with that. The only reason I'm not 100% sure that he should keep this alive is I will say it will feel really silly if we like spend cards saving this and then next turn the Shirahoshi player just plays another worm and it's like, damn, I spent like all of these cards to save this Yamato. And then now they just swing at it for 8 for like this 1 mana. Like they spend 1 mana to swing 8 at it a second time. And like, you know, the worm wouldn't have anything to swing at otherwise next turn, right? Because like it's not going to realistically swing at our new gate. So that's like the only reason, right? Like if this dies, there's like nothing good for worm to trade into next turn. That's the only reason why I'm like, maybe it's okay to let this die. Because also the Shirahoshi player does also always have a second worm here. Like, for those of you who don't know, this worm on play said draw 4, trash 4. So like, it's very easy for me to have a second worm. Like when you draw that many cards, right?
Are we expecting the Shirahoshi player to play over the 2 cost?
Yeah. This is a weird conversation actually. Dexter is probably like the leading authority on Shirahoshi currently. He's probably even played it more than I have, to be honest. And he said he never plays over this 2 cost. I find that strange. I need to talk to Dexter about it more because I don't really understand why. I feel like once you can be 5 wide, I'm like pretty happy to be 5 wide personally, but you know, he might just have more insight that I don't know. I don't think he's here unless I'm tripping. No, he's not. But me personally, I'm playing over it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you just because when I was playtesting my friend a lot with this deck because we were trying to get ready for heroines, and I noticed even if I was like Jozuing his stuff back to his hand, just because he's still cheating 1 out a turn for 1 Don, like it really wasn't even like doing anything for me.
Yeah, and also like if they're 5 wide, why does it matter if you remove 1? You know? Like they're 5 wide seems pretty good to me. We have to free block eventually. Like these swings are just not going to get bigger. We should free block an 8 at some point. I would hope that it would be now. we can bottom deck literally any 1K in our hand. It doesn't matter. I don't want it to be the Marco, though. We don't even have that many bricks. So, like, just fundamentally, it's not even about the Marco, whether or not the Marco is good or not. I mean, if the Marco was, like, truly unplayable garbage, then, like, of course you could bottom deck it. But just conceptually, when we think about it, like, having 2 bricks in our hand is not a problem. Because, like, our leader skill is going to cleanse 1 every turn anyways. So I personally wanted to bottom deck a 1 because, like, for sure, not all of these 1Ks are going to matter, and we're going to, like, leader skill 1 of them eventually anyways. Like, I'll bet anyone money right now that eventually we leader skill a 1K. Whereas, like, you know, there are worlds where maybe we double Marco at some point. Like, double Marco is a pretty insane survival line. Granted, our opponent does have mini 7 shanks on board, but, you know, he can only do that 1 at a time. Oh my god, I fucking called it. I'm already. First swing, first action, we already did it. We should have blocked, by the way. Surely we free block this one. Please, I beg. We should have already free blocked, but it's fine. What am I pausing for? I don't know.
Did you have a way to restand your blocker? Oh, you did.
Yeah. I already put the Dawn face down. I think the reason why I paused was I was so sure that he was going to free block this one that I already decided I was making the game action to swing the shark. And then I realized, wait, he didn't free block. And so I paused and I was like, wait, why didn't he free block? I was like, wait, I'm not even supposed to swing this anymore. But then I was like, well, there's no downside in swinging it, so I guess I'll still do it. I already attached the Dawn. Like, the downside is attaching the Dawn, but I already did it, so, like, fuck it. But we really should have free blocked the bird, because what happens is if you don't free block the bird, I don't have to swing this, right? And I know it restands for free, but, like, me attaching the 2 Dawn is not free, right? Because, like, you know, I would prefer to have 2 Dawn standing than 2 Dawn attached for no reason. He didn't get punished because, like, I also fucked up, but, you know, no problem. All right, your hand is, like, atrociously bad here. This is actually a turn where, like, we really would have liked to double Marco, I think. So it's a shame that we bottomed. But I guess we can still Marco, whatever her name is. What's her name? The singer. What's her name? The 6. Whatever her name is. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, Uta. There we go. Thank you so much. We can still, like, Marco Uta here, but obviously that's a lot worse because, like, the Marco just immediately gets rested and the Uta doesn't replace itself. So I think this turn being so weak is just because, like, we cracked the Ezo and got goobed. Wow, I take to 0. I'm a psychopath. And then you putting my life away. Yeah, I was low-key. That last take was probably... I was fucking asking for this pudding. I think what happened was you already had a pudding on board, and I was like, you don't fucking have another one. And then you did, and I was scrambling. I was like, oh, shit.
Is the pudding better than just Jozoing something off?
He still can't... Oh, wait, I am at 0. Yeah, I think the pudding is way better. The pudding is way better for a few reasons. First of all, I do not know that this ace player does not have Roger. So, like, now I low-key, like, I probably had the healer in my hand, but now I have to, like, scramble and find it. Because if I don't find it, I'll, like, very easily die to Roger type stuff. And also, I don't know, hand ripping the opponent for 3 in a deck like this, like, Shirahoshi does not generate cards. Like, every other good deck in the game right now has cards that produce cards, right? Like Rosi, for example, he plays Rosi Law, it draws a card. Emu, every fucking card in his deck produces a card because you put it on the board and then you sack it later. Ace obviously is the goat of producing cards, right? Like, there's a reason Ace always has 15 billion cards in hand. Shirahoshi, none of their cards actually go plus in hand. Like, this doesn't replace itself, this doesn't replace itself, this doesn't replace itself. Like no cards replace itself. So if you're able to just actually like rip cards out of the Shirahoshi's hand, it's actually like low key really annoying. Because they can't really like make that hand size back, right? I can always play bodies again. You know, I missed who exactly said it just a little bit ago. They talked about how like even if you can Jozu, it doesn't even feel that crazy like in these later game setups, because like the Shirahoshi is just gonna pay 1 mana to replay the body anyways, right? But I can't pay 1 mana to replace the 3 cards that you hand ripped from me. Does that kind of explain where I'm coming at with that? All right, good talk.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to mute.
You're good. You're good. I was like, damn, I just went through all that. I can't even get a yes or no. All right, real. I think I probably. Okay, I play over the 2-drop. I get.
I have a question. How do
Yeah,
you
go
feel
for it.
about the new gate swing? Because I feel like maybe he might have been able to just like keep that standing instead of trying to zero you out. Because now it's like he doesn't have a blocker. He has
Mhm.
like what 2 Dawn up, a million cards in hand, but you have so much aggression on board
Mhm.
that he's probably just gonna eat 8K swings like nonstop from at least 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that 5 cards that he's getting attacked by? So it's like, damn, it's like maybe you could have like kept the new gate up and then maybe
Mhm.
played the Marco. So at least the Marco will produce you 2 to 3 cards depending, and then the new gate would be able to block. So you block 2, and then maybe next turn try to kill something on board or try to zero him on the next turn. I don't know.
Well, the Marco won't actually produce cards because the bird is just gonna rest it. So he's never gonna get to block the like. If he played 2 Marcos, it would, but like with only 1, it's always gonna get
Off the
rested.
bottom, yeah, because the one on the bottom deck, right? Off the
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, I think I like swinging this. Because I think we are so behind on board right now. Like we low key need the game to end quickly. Like if this game goes on for a long period of time, what's gonna happen is the Shirahoshi is just gonna go 8, 8, 8, 8 over and over again, and we're gonna have like just 1, 2 swings a turn. 1, 2 swings a turn doesn't do anything versus a deck that like can play a blocker and can heal, right? So if we play a fair game from this game state, what's gonna happen is this person is gonna have all this aggression, and you are not gonna really be aggressive. You're not gonna make any progress, and eventually you're gonna lose, right? I agree with you that like when we swing this, like we're gonna have to take more aggression sooner. But I think when we are at a disadvantageous position like this, we actually need the game to go quicker. I think from this spot, the game going longer is actually very bad for the ace player.
You just want to put him on 0 just to try to like end the game immediately instead of having
Exactly.
to like end it quicker, because like if the game prolongs, the likelihood of you losing as ace goes up, like the percent chance of you losing.
Yeah, it just goes up, right? Because they're gonna swing 8 at us 5 times a turn for the rest of the game, and like we're gonna swing at them once or twice a turn. They're gonna heal off that damage. They're gonna block the damage. It's like we're not gonna be making real progress. So if we can go 12, and then like they take, and then we put in, and like maybe we get lucky. Maybe they don't draw the heal. Maybe we draw Roger, maybe we just win next turn. Like it can happen. It's not the most likely thing in the world, but like, you have to play for your win conditions, even if they're not that likely sometimes. Okay, so I do find the heal because I am a sacker. And I start 8. Just ask for 2 cards. If I also drew the fucking worm, I'm the greatest of all time. If I actually got mulliganed into Shirahoshi worm, holy shit. Or fish, or whatever you want to call it. The scaled Neptunian. I don't even think that's its real name. Here I go 10 because I threaten 2 more 10s very easily. Real. And I still get to play another body. Holy shit. For 1 mana, this deck is so based. Jesus, this is so much damage. I think you can take this one, counter the next one if you want to. Yeah, you do. I agree with this. I agree with this. Yeah, and I don't go for it because I'm like, this shit never gets there. Yo, I'm actually the greatest of all time. This is how you win championships, ladies and gentlemen. When your opponent hits you with the mulligan, you just fucking draw the only 2 cards you'd want to draw. Like, the only 2 cards I really care about drawing in this situation are exactly 3 cost Shirahoshi, 7 cost Neptunian, and I drew both. Oh my god, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. Also, whenever your opponent draws 5 and discards 5, just as a note, you should click on their trash and look to see what they discarded. You can learn a lot about their hand when your opponent discards 5 cards. Like, even just looking at the Megalo, like, I know that my hand was the stones. I'm guessing probably if you clicked on it, I bet there was even a Hody in there. I bet. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but I bet there is. Low-key, I think our win condition here is fucking Red Rock 12-12 YOLO. Actually, it's 11-13. 11-13 is better because we can go 11-5, 11-5-12 if they counter.
But you discarded 2K, so it would never get there.
It does never get there. I agree with you. But I also think living probably never gets there. I feel like I remember discarding a Hody. I could be hallucinating it, but I think I remember discarding a Hody. I'm like 95% sure I fucking discarded a Hody Jones. And like, if I discarded a Hody Jones, you're cooked. Because like, you're never living. Yeah, GG. But from this recording, I don't actually know if I discarded one. We'd have to click on the trash, which we didn't do. But no problem. Okay. Next game. See. Reezy, are you in here? I'm not seeing you. No, okay. Gerard. I'm also not seeing. Justin. Justin, are you still here? I know you were before. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're still here. Okay, we will watch yours. Okay, so we're Emu. We're picking second, of course. I think this is probably a mole. If you wanted to convince me that this is a keep because the Mars will be insane, I could be convinced because we also do have a searcher, but I like this hand a lot more anyways, so no problem. Yeah, we always start with Shalria. Chance, it sounds like you're driving. Would it be possible for you to mute? You're good. What did we grab? I'm so sorry. I was looking at where the noise was coming from. Okay. It's always Nestero here. Not even close. Which you agree with. Then we just sack that off, which also seems fine with me. I could low-key be convinced that we're supposed to keep the Shalria on the board. Kind of for similar reasons that we were talking about earlier versus Mihawk, where we don't want to get farmed by the sugar.
Yes, I did remember that a little late too.
Yeah.
I regretted taking it off the board. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably were. Oh, okay, but fuck it, you didn't
get punished for it though.
Yeah, he didn't play the sugar, so no problem. Yeah, we can probably counter with the Mars. He's just gonna play Virgo anyways. I think we are probably not supposed to swing here. This is honestly a matchup I haven't played too much. So I don't actually technically know but my instinct is that we are not supposed to swing here. My instinct also, the more I think about it, is we probably weren't supposed to get rid of the Mars. Like, there is a chance he doesn't have Virgo and we just, like, cook him. Like, the game probably ends instantly if, like, he doesn't have Virgo and we get to Mars him, but I do also understand that most of the time he'll have the Virgo. So, it's not that...
So, if you don't have Ground Depth in hand, is it safe to Mars any other target?
Oh, for sure. For sure. If you can Mars the, like, the Rosinante or the what's the other one? The
Monet.
The Monet. Yeah. For sure you do. I have to imagine. I can't imagine why you wouldn't. Like, that's barbecue chicken. I personally want to grab either the probably the War Korea. We'll be pretty good on 8, I think. I'm definitely not grabbing the Saturn. It's not the Saturn. It's either the Spell or the War Korea. I lean towards the War Korea personally. We grabbed the Saturn. Would you be able to explain at all why we grabbed the Saturn? Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know this matchup.
No, I thought about it for a while. I'm not sure why. I think I actually wanted the later in the game. I wish I would have grabbed the Workery.
Yeah. Okay. Word. Yeah. I mean, this isn't really something that we would have marsed, so no problem. Yeah, we can never existed that. That's no problem. I like playing the Shalria here. Just keeping the wheel spinning is always a good thing. Ooh, the Charlos Loki is nuts here. I'm down. I am down. We can go ahead. Sure, we can pitch a Jupiter. We can sack the Shalria. I just like going Charlos and like maybe parking the horse here would be reasonable. Or honestly, we could even park the Saturn. That seems reasonable to me too, actually. Because he's not going to have anything sideways that we want to punish with the thing next turn anyways. I personally want to grab Searcher Spell. And the reason for that is I think like we're going to have a lot of extra mana next turn anyways. And anytime we can just like keep spinning the wheel, keep filling our trash, I think that's really, really good for us. Just thinning our deck, get into the pieces we need. I know we're not missing any of the 5, but still, like, getting closer to the 19 in trash is always good. Filling up our trash is good. I don't think we, like, necessarily need this 2k on this turn. We can just 1k here pretty easily with the Shalria. IMO. Or 2k. Honestly, 2k is fine too. Maybe even that's fine. I don't even hate that. Honestly, really, click whatever button you want. I think they're all reasonable. I'm a little less happy about the fucking Nesturo counter now. To be fair. To be fair. I think what I want to do here is I want to starve one more turn. I want to go like 7-4, pass, and then next turn swing at him all at the same time. Yeah, I want to play the worker. I don't think I want to swing here. And the reason I don't want to swing here is like we swing 3 times, right? What happens is like one swing gets blocked. One swing he takes, he doesn't really care about taking, and then the other swing he like leader skills here, right? So I think me personally, I want to pass one more turn and then like try and do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings at him all in the same turn. Because something inherently about Katakuri is like, first of all, the Katakuri will get a lot less value next turn because like instead of these being 7s, they'll be 8s. So like he won't get a free block. And also like Kata is very happy to like block one thing a turn, right? So I lean towards we're not supposed to swing these, but I could be wrong. I mean, for sure, I cannot believe he fucking took that shit. For sure, after he takes, we stop. For sure. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. For sure. Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
So we're just saying, like, fuck it, he doesn't have a 5? Or, okay, or that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this was, like, pretty far from the worst thing that could have happened to us, so. I mean, this honestly, this probably worked out better for you than my line would have. To be honest, like this worked out better, but I still don't think that means it was for sure better.
If you don't swing, are you ever
Mhm.
just afraid that they play 10 doffy and just freeze you guys? Make it so you can't rest them next turn?
That would be a bit annoying, but he doesn't get to both leader skill and just play a second 10 doffy, right? Because like his board won't have anything, I don't think.
Yeah, maybe just standing 10 to drop him back or something.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, you probably could do that. You could literally just like fucking park the 10 drop at that point. Like you have 2 blockers on board. Like you could just park it and say like, hey, let's go. All right, we should be swinging very aggressively here. Like 8-8-8. I don't think there's any reason to swing 7 IMO. 7 is just like an easy free block. So I think 8-8-8 would be better. Can you go? Okay, yeah, you do go 8. Okay, I'm so sorry. My dog needs to be let out. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm back.
I got a quick question, but not for
Yes.
this turn, for the turn prior. That's
Mhm.
his last turn. On his last turn.
Yeah.
You know how he got swung at for 5 and he pitched a nudge zero.
Mhm.
He probably had a different. I think he had 2 other 1Ks in hand. I think it was a Sharia and something else. Maybe you keep the nudge zero, and then when you like try to bait the kata, like you swing like once or twice with your guys, and then he rests with kata, then you drop the nudge zero, and then just reduce it, and then kill it, or he just gives you like 3 cards out of hand. Would it be 3 or 2? I guess depending on how much Dawn you put on the nudge zero, but you reduce it by 2 because he would have free blocked one of them at least,
Mhm.
right? I don't know if that could have happened or.
It theoretically could, but at the time that we were posed the question, we did not know he was going to play kata, and I gotta be honest, I did not even fucking think of kata, because I think kata is in like maybe 5% of doffy deck lists or something. Like
It's not in like the standard, right?
yeah, like when he did this swing, I personally expected him to go 8-5. I was not thinking kata at all. So
the other thing is that the doffy player probably should hold if all their Dawn is up, because they don't want to get either hold their leader ability, since they don't want to lose their cat. They can just redirect.
They can just redirect it, right? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so there's also that. So there's like a couple reasons why. But that was a great question. Thank you for asking. I'm sure other people were thinking the same. Okay. So we're here. Why are we blocking a 5 like that? Where's a...
He only had 2 more swings, and I wanted to get both blocker value and draw the card, so that was my thought process.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that like drawing the card off the Workery is like better than swinging like an 8 at the opponent? I kind of feel like maybe the 8 is better. No?
Yeah, probably, huh?
Like, I mean, drawing the card is cool, but like, I don't know. If we swing 8 at the opponent like 6 times next turn, I feel like they just die. To be honest, I feel like they just legit die. Like, I feel like we're gonna be super healthy, right? Like we 1K this. The kata swings 8, we block it. We go 6-8 at 6-8s at the opponent's life. They get no free blocks. They just blow the fuck up, I feel like. I mean, we can like even count like how the spot goes, right? So we go like 8-8-8-8. I guess it's not actually 6-8s. It's like the Nesturo will swing for 7. We spend 4 Dawn on the thing. We maybe swing like 7 here and we leave 1 Dawn up. So we go 4 8s and 2 7s, and he's not allowed to free block anything. So like 1/8 he counter ones, so he 1 card there. 1/8 he like redirects here. We still have 2 more 8s. They like both deal a damage, so he gets like 2 more cards in hand. He maybe like takes 1 more and then he like counters 1/7. So he starts his turn with like 1 life and 6 in hand. I feel like bro is gonna die the following turn. Truly. Like 5 in hand, 1 life? I don't know. Sounds like he dies. Also, we will like be at 3 life with 1 Dawn up and 2 blockers. Like we always survive the following turn, like very, very easily. We probably even survive the turn after that turn. Truly, like, because our defensive capabilities are so broken. So I personally do not think we were supposed to block with the Workery there. I understand why you did, because like, you know, why give a card if you can draw a card? Like, I understand that, but I don't know. Swinging 8 and
think I
killing the
agree.
opponent would be cool.
I ended up being a little short to kill him in the game, so that probably would have made a big difference.
Yeah, and we can keep in mind if like, so we'll just like keep in mind like you should have 1 less 1k in your hand, and like we'll just think about like what does the game look like if that happens? Like, do you ever die sooner? My guess will be no, but we'll see. Maybe there's a spot where he does some shit that I'm not familiar with. I think this is genuinely a matchup I have not played before. I've definitely seen it played a fair bit, but I've never actually played it myself.
You could also rip his hand with Shira if you wanted to. He has 6.
That is true. Low key. Should we handle?
Doffy tends to run a ton of bricks. I don't think it's as hurtful.
Yeah, that is true. Like, he probably does have something that he doesn't care that much about pitching. But they also run a lot of divine departures, so like a card does actually low-key matter sometimes. There is no reason to Mars here, for sure.
I think I do Mars, and
no.
I think I...
No, we're just like pitching a card for fun. All right. Well, now we don't even have to imagine that the 1k is in our hand, because it's not. You were actually just...
We're just swing here. I swung at the sugar, and I don't think that was correct.
No, you definitely don't swing at the sugar. You definitely just swing life, reduce the kata. And the reason for that is like, he's already 4 wide, right? So like next turn, he's gonna play over this sugar anyways, right? So there's no reason to kill it. Like, technically when you kill it, you are preventing him from like searching and then playing over it. So you are like taking 1 card out of his hand. First of all, if we're gonna swing at it, we should swing the Nestro first to reduce the kata, so that way like he at least doesn't get to free block, because now he can just free block, right? So that's part number 1. But the second part is really the only card in his entire deck that we care about him playing next turn is 10 cost. And he can't both search and play 10 cost in the same turn anyways. So like, the opponent is actually low-key really happy when you do this, for a lot of reasons. First of all, he gets the free block. Second of all, oh my god, your opponent is shaking your hand. He's like, you're so generous. You're such a kind soul. He thinks that you're like one of the more generous people he's ever interacted with in his entire life.
Yeah,
there's a divine.
It all went bad right here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think this turn is like where we lost some of the momentum. I don't think we've lost the game yet. Like, we're still in a very reasonable spot, specifically when he like doesn't have 10 cost here. But we messed up a lot of interactions there. Like, even just now, like, we weren't even supposed to swing the Nestro anymore, because like he had leader skill to get out of it for free anyways. So like we just kind of put it sideways to like donate it to the Virgo, basically. I'm down to, sure, we can never existed. That seems reasonable. Yo, Anthony. Yeah, okay, chill. Okay. That was crazy. I'm such a sick fuck. I want to like take these damages and just like push his face in, but like low key that is a lot riskier when he has like all this dawn up because there's like beam sword stuff, there's like bullet string stuff, like it is a lot worse to be fair, but part of me does wonder if we were supposed to. I mean, you left up the Mars, so okay, this is fair. I guess the same end result that I wanted. So never mind. Okay, yeah. And now that they're doing this baby 5 plus leave up dawn stuff, this is where it starts to get hard to kill us, which is why like that one turn, it was really important to like pressure them as much as possible. Because like now, like, you know, the baby 5 is like really 2 extra life if you think about it, because like one hit goes into the baby 5 and then another hit goes into the life. So like a lot of our aggression is like really stifled at this point, and like we really needed to like get more, just slightly more active on the turns before he was able to do shit like this. I'm surprised he took there. Okay, so we do have to be like very cognizant of what's the card called? Fuck, I played in Rosie. Beam Sword. We have to be very cognizant of Beam Sword because he's leaving this 2 done up. So we need to make sure that we don't die to it, which might mean that we have to swing our leader before. What do we draw? We'll count the spot. So if we swing after, and then he beam swords the Mars, and then he Usahachis the Thane, we have 3 dawn up, but only 1 spell. He gets to go like, has 7 dawn left. He goes like 7, we garb spell. Then all of these need to connect. Well, we probably live. We probably live. Okay, sure, we can fucking swing afterwards. We're at 2 life still, which is like pretty healthy. And like his board isn't actually that big. So I'm down. And he already redirected too, so the Nestero swing is pretty good. Okay, I'm down to swing after. But also, to be fair, I did not count shit. But I'm pretty sure we live. Because of, yeah, especially if we get this +4, we live 100%. 100%. We just go 7/7 here. Please do not pitch another card. I will scream. Alright, thank God. I was gonna fucking scream. 7, we minus, he takes. Oh, this should be a 6. This is bad.
There's just like too much movement. It's just
this deck plays very few 2Ks. So like if you can go 7 here, it's like really good. Because like block 2 is harder than you think. Like this deck literally plays anywhere from 4 to 6 2Ks. It's like a very small number. Oh my god, another baby 5 is at the tower. We have to let this die, obviously. But I mean, the good news is we do still have another 10 drop. So like low key, we could live another turn. We can like rad beam this one.
If you see a ground death here, is it worth putting on the baby 5?
Ooh. If you have basically guaranteed lethal, yes, for sure. But if you don't have lethal, then no. In this spot, we'd have to count it. My guess is we probably still would not have guaranteed lethal. But it's not impossible. I think that I am down to block this one. I definitely don't want to counter. This is either a take or a block for me. I think it's a block. I think I want to take 1 and block 2 is what I want to do here. And then like next turn, we only get to swing at him 3 times, but 3 times is not that bad. Okay, you block. I don't want to counter. 2 2Ks is just so expensive. Okay, I think you did double 2. Yeah, you did double 2. I mean, it's not egregious. Honestly, it could even be correct. I'm just like a greedy fuck, so I didn't want to. I hate giving 2 cards. Giving 2 cards just does not work. I love giving 1 card. That's why I love Garb Spell, because when your opponent goes 5/5, you give 1 card instead of 2. My least favorite thing in the entire game is giving my opponent 2 cards. Okay. Really, really, really fucking weird that he fucking beam sword here. Like, this is low-key an insane thing for him to do, actually. Oh.
Did you just pivot to board now?
Oh, wait. This is a good question. Do we pivot to board now? Maybe we do. This is actually a very good question.
I like going
actually.
board here.
I think I do.
Yes,
Could kill Virgo.
What do we want the next game action to be if we go board? Like, part of
Probably
me...
swing it. Something with Nezero. You got to reduce the kata first thing, right?
I mean, is it ever like... God, this sounds so crazy. Is it ever fucking swing 11 at Virgo with our leader? Like, I think either this Virgo or this kata dies every single time if we swing 11 at this Virgo. And
I kind of love that.
like, we swing 11 at Virgo, bro. The Virgo or the kata is packed. It's his choice. And if he lets the Virgo die, then we get to pop the rosi. And then, like, we're just never, ever, ever even close to dead. Like, we have 2 life, 2 blockers, and he has 3 swings. And, like, we still get to also swing the Nestero 7 face and reduce the kata. If he lets the kata die, then we just, like, swing the horse 7 at rosi 7-4. And then, like, that's fine, too. Like, the rosi will die there for sure. Like, he does not have 2 2Ks in his hand. This deck plays fucking, like, 5 2Ks. Okay, I think I like the idea of going board here. I think that was a great call out. I think the opponent probably blew his load a little too early there, to be honest.
Yeah.
He should have, like, waited to do all the shit he did, like the leader skill and the beam sword and all that. Like, he just did it too soon. Okay, I guess we are grabbing a searcher spell, as it is the only legal target.
No.
What? This is insane. Oh, I guess, okay, so the reason we did it here was because we didn't want him to 10 cost next turn, which I think is reasonable, actually. I think it's actually reasonable to do it here, because, like...
Did he do Doffy's effect already, though?
That's a great question. He probably hasn't, right? Wait, okay. So he dawned -1 for leader skill. He dawned -1 for baby 5. He dawned
Not
-1.
the baby 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So he did Doffy effect already.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't...
Just a misplay, I think.
Okay, now we go at Virgo, and we minus the kata. Okay. I think I would have... Oh, okay. This seems pretty reasonable. We need to low-key use this searcher spell, to be honest. Like, I think we should do that before we should be doing all of this, so that way we know where we're at. But... yeah. Oh, dude, if we had just gone 11 at the Virgo first, he would have let it go, and then we also would have gone to actually pop this rosi. That would have been pretty sick. Okay, we go 6. Honestly, we should go 7. We keep going 6 when we should be going 7. And, like, this deck does not play 2Ks. So, like, it's possible that, like, both of those times, like, both last turn and this turn, he just didn't have a 2K, and, like, we farmed him. But we did not farm him. I think... No, you definitely do not do that one. We go... Yeah, we Garb Spell 100%. 100%. And then I think... I don't think it's possible to dump our hand to save, right? We go 2k, he goes 8, we like double 2k, and then we'd block. It's not really possible to dump our hand to save it. We should still probably 2k just because it does kind of give us outs. We have to let this die, I think. And then now we have to go for it this next turn. Unless we top deck exactly 10 cost. Which we did not. Unless. No, I think we know our deck. I don't remember us bottoming a 10 cost earlier. So I think our last life is a 10 cost unless I'm schizo posting, which is entirely possible. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so we go 8. Is 8 even the correct first? Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Is 8 even correct? Like, we have to go for it. It's probably just a like play Nestero swing 7 first action. Is like the correct thing, and like just minus this from the jump. I think that's probably the correct first action. So we're always supposed to play the Nestero. There's never any world where we don't. Like it's a 3-7 rush. So we have like 7 Dawn. We go 5, 2. Okay, so it's 8s across the board. If we want it to be. But he only has 2 cards in hand, so I think it's probably just supposed to be a 7 to start. 7 with Nestero, and then like we eventually scale up to 9s. We maybe go like 2 7s, 2 8s, and 2 9s, like something like that. I mean, obviously it kind of depends on like what the opponent does. But yeah, I think the 8, I think we're like maybe over swinging when we start with 8s. Go 8. Oh, it's especially bad if he bullet strains. Oh, it's so bad. Because we gave him max value on the bullet strain too. So now he has 1 blocker. He has 1 blocker, 1 life, and a redirect. So he gets out of 3 swings. He's not allowed to counter a single swing. So now we do actually have to continue to go 7s. I mean 8s. No? Yeah, I mean 8s. Yeah, that's what I meant. You have to continue going 8s. So you have to go 4 8s and hope that he can't counter any of them. Which is
He's already shown he's been throwing 1Ks for 2K counters for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hook, shelf, rod, and hanger.
8. He took 8. He gave us a 2K. So once he does that, we can't win. Because we only have 8 left and he still has the redirect. Yeah. Lucky. I mean, yeah, I think mostly what happened was we just like weren't aggressive in some spots where we were supposed to be. Like we left up an extra mana for no reason on 2 different turns. This one turn we like blocked with the Warkery. There's the one turn where we like pitched for no reason when like his board couldn't be KO'd. I think this is a game you were supposed to win for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Thank you. I agree. Just a lot of little misplays towards the middle and end.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Here we're hitting just about like the 2.5 hour mark, and I want to go have dinner with my beautiful girlfriend. So we're gonna wrap things up, but I appreciate everyone who stopped in. I'm also going to, after dinner, this time I'm gonna remember to fucking post the VOD after dinner. I'm sorry that last time it was like 12 hours late or whatever, like I didn't post it till the morning. I'm gonna remember to post it. I'm also going to post like a feedback form about my sessions. It's very important to me that everyone gets a lot out of my sessions that I do for all of you guys. You know, obviously we want every single part of the dojo to be as best for you guys as possible. But I am also selfishly very concerned with my sessions in particular. So I'm going to create a feedback form asking for, just some questions about like, how do you feel about my sessions? What would you like to see different? Do you like seeing the mulligan stuff? Do you like seeing me going over one of my own VODs? Do you just want to go straight into your own guys' VODs? Because, obviously every time we do this, when we do that other stuff first, I don't necessarily get to every single VOD that you guys post. Whereas if we didn't do the stuff, maybe we could get to all the VODs, right? So I would really appreciate it if anyone came this week or they came next week, or maybe if you're even watching this in the future, you're watching the VOD that I will post tonight, I promise. If you would just probably it'll take you less than 2 minutes to fill out the feedback form. I want this to be as good for all of you as possible. And I'm always looking for, criticism or whatever. But that will be, I'll probably post that within the next hour. I thank you all for hanging out with me, and hopefully this was helpful.
Can you at some point too maybe put what you're looking for in VOD reviews? Like what's a good video, or is it just anything? I don't know if you can post that and pin it somewhere.
Honestly, just like anything that anyone thinks is a good VOD to review, right? Like,
okay.
Ultimately, what is good to review? I'm here for all of you guys. So like, if you need help in a certain matchup, or you just thought this was an interesting game, or maybe you lost and you didn't know, like there's 1,000 reasons why it could be good for you,
Okay.
I don't think there's like really a super clear answer than that, other than like, whatever you think makes sense. If you're like, damn, I think this would be a good thing to review, then as far as I'm concerned, if you think it's true, it would be a good thing to review.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. But good night, everyone. Also tomorrow I'm gonna post the BY Nami VOD. That will be up tomorrow. I need to fucking edit it. Good night, friends.
Thank you.